And my brother, I repeat once again, and my sister, if you're inclined towards whatever it may be that is displeasing to Allah, and you abstained from acting upon the inclination, then remember, Allah will reward you for that. I just remembered to end the example I started with, to say we're all inclined to the opposite sex, right? Most of us have just gotten married once. Am I right or wrong? Right? There are some of the brothers and sisters perhaps who've married more than once, maybe because of divorce or polygyny or whatever else it may be. But for as long as there was a proper nikah, your act with your spouse is permissible. The minute you go outside of that, it's no longer permissible. If you've fallen into it, number one, seek the forgiveness of Allah and acknowledge that you are wrong. Tell yourself, I was wrong. What I did is wrong. Oh Allah, I'm at your mercy, forgive me. Then you are still within the mercy of Allah. But the minute you try to justify and say, no, it's okay, it's fine. I've heard some weird justifications, really weird. I don't want to mention them here because some of the youngsters might start getting confused, or they might say, hey, it's a lack of loophole, But there's some weird things people come up with. It's shaitan. Just admit you are wrong and tell Allah, oh Allah, forgive me. I want to be strong. Let me not do this again. There are some people from amongst us who have never married, whatever the reasons are. Boys and girls, men and women. And they grow older and they haven't been married. I'm sure you know some of these, right? They may die never ever having acted upon the inclination of attraction to the opposite sex simply because they could not regularize it through nikah. For you is Jannah. For you is paradise. You held yourself back for the sake of Allah your entire life. Whatever the reason was, Allah knows it. And you did not engage in sexual relations with the opposite sex simply because there was no way of regularizing it in the eyes of Allah, and you abstained and you protected yourself until the day you met with Allah. For you is Jannah by the will of Allah. I'm talking of the opposite sex. And I know many of them, and you know them too if you think about it. Imagine. May Allah Almighty protect us. If that is a natural inclination that you protected yourself from acting upon because you could not regularize it within the pleasure of Allah, imagine if there is an unnatural inclination and you protected yourself from acting upon it for the pleasure of Allah, you will also get a similar reward. May Allah Almighty forgive our sins. And may Allah Almighty strengthen all of us. Wallahi, this talk that I've given today is very deep.